Good morning, August 4th, 2021. It's about 9:50 in the morning on a Tuesday? Wednesday? Can't remember. I just drunked, that's past tense of drink, a coffee. The whole thing. And this is like black coffee all the way to the top with a little bit of water, and then some like powdered milk and it was 8 scoops of coffee per 8 cups. So anyway, I drank two. I mean, I think I don't feel good today, but it's mainly I'm on day 14 of weed detoxification. I was kind of slowing down with the weed smoking, but I was still smoking weed all the time until the 20th. So 20th is a good day to put as the day. I don't feel good, mainly because of lack of exercise, not so much lack of weed. I did have dreams last night, but I don't remember anything about it. I pretty much forget my dreams completely about T-minus 30 seconds after I wake up. If I don't do a video within less than a minute after I wake up, then there ain't no remembering them their dreams. I had a relapse into the studio, but that's fine because I'm not smoking weed. If I were to, because traditionally, if I have a relapse into the studio, it would cause a relapse into the weed. But and that's where stuff gets super sketchy for me, because then that's when I start going, oh no, well now I have to work on the website in order to support the studio. But if I'm sober, this exercise is on top and the studio is supplementary, and then the weed, this I can do, like if I want to do a studio video, I don't have to like prep everything, And the reason I had a relapse on the studio was yesterday I got up kind of late, like 9:30, and I was going to I didn't want to ride outside because it would look kind of cold, and I'm like, it's way too boring for me to ride on the road. I do not have any interest of riding my bicycle on the road in the flats, unless it's my time trial bike, and then I can go on these, try to take Stravas and go on these huge like 200, 300 mile rides, like right up to Wyoming and back, right out to Kansas and back, that kind of stuff. But oh man, which is probably the most dangerous thing I could ever do in my life, because these monkey people in the cars like murdering people on bicycles. But yeah, if I could do it over, I would have bought if I could do it over, I would have sold my car before I ran out of time on my credit card. I only owed $9,000 on my credit card. I could have sold my car for that much, and then I wouldn't have had to pay all this close to $10,000. That's like how much I lost just on the interest. My mom likes to blame me and tell me it was my fault. It was a stupid decision to get the time trial back, but I got that at the beginning of January. I had no idea coronavirus was going to happen and screw up my money, so it's not my fault. But it was my fault that I didn't sell the van. I could have easily sold the van last year and not had to pay any interest at all. But that goes to show how mentally ill I was with the website. Like nothing was going to take me away from the website. I knew it was creeping, but I didn't care. And somehow my mom didn't step up and sell the car for me. She should have. It's what mothers are for, but whatever. Anyway, so what happened was I didn't want to ride outside. And I'm not going to ride the time trial back outside because I'm too fat. It's like, don't want to. Plus, so I was like, okay, so let's ride the TT bike inside all day long. And it was like 1:30 by the time I started, because I can't remember what happened. I can't remember what happened, what got in the way, because my brain's not working. But yeah, I got on this TT bike. I get all suited up, and then I'm like, oops, wrong shoes. So I had to switch shoes. I don't know why, because I haven't looked yet. But there's like different styles of. Even I think they're both. One of them's Dura Ace pedals. Oh, that's why. One of them's Dura Ace pedals, I think, and the other one is like Garmin Vector pedals, and somehow they have different cleats. So, anyways, I put on my like white shoes for my TT bike, and I start riding, and the computer is not connecting to the bicycle. So I'm like, connecty, will connect. So true. What's wrong? So then I called Garmin. Garmin, I love tech support on Garmin. Those guys always answer me. They even give me free stuff every time my stuff breaks. They just give me free stuff. It's awesome. They're practically like a sponsor. It's wonderful. And the guy's like, oh, well, I can't help you because you're already updated your Garmin. You're going to have to contact Shimano. So I get on YouTube, and like an idiot for a couple of hours, I'm watching these tutorials, this one tutorial, and try to how to connect with some special program called like Oracle something or other. And it's like, I'm finally like, what the fuck? Let's just call Shimano for the crying out loud. So I called Shimano, and sure enough, some old geezer from Shimano calls me back like 5 minutes later. And he's like, yeah, brah, like, he doesn't say that because he's old. He's like, you have to buy a WII. And I'm like, what? Okay. So I go on Amazon. It's $100. So I had to go below like $106 to buy some wireless dealio so I could connect my bicycle to the computer wirelessly to get firmware updated for all the different derailleurs and stuff and power meter on the bicycle. I have a specialized Shiv time trial bike. It's the same time trial bike that, like, I don't know who, like the pros ride, which I love. It's amazing. It's so fast. But I've only ridden it twice, and both times I rode it, it had oversized tires on it, and it was rubbing against the frame. But anyway, so then I put the nice fast tires, I guess the cotton tires on there, and I haven't ridden it with those yet. But anyway, so that's going to come in like Friday or whatever. So I was like, so that's when I just lost motivation to do anything exercise-wise because the location in my room where I ride my time trial bike is the same exact location as my studio. And so I was like, okay, that's it. We're done. Relapse time. Let's get this studio going. I have the very best studio on the entire planet. Okay? The best studio on the entire planet in the history of mankind with the best table. I'm going to do a video pretty soon whenever I can. And so I never actually got around to finishing it. So now I'm just 110% just fired up to do my studio. I also have to set up my room and try and get a roommate. I'd have to get a roommate that's chill with me being in the house all the time because I'm like still working on the studio. Hopefully I can get him in there quick. But once I get my studio going, I'll be out and about in the daytime. So there's lots of studio stuff I had to do. Let me explain my studio real quick. I'm not going to film it now. It's in my room. There's topless. There's like my whole room, like the ceiling, the walls, it's all covered with naked girls, like naked bodybuilder girls, topless chicks. So I can't film it or else I might get in trouble. I also have like pro athletes all over the place. But it's like it's a great technique to use. I had it like that in Chile too until my wife plugged up the wall when I came back here. But it has an amazing effect when you do that to your room because it makes your room seem really big. Like I did that with my bathroom, the bathroom that my roommate was using. And when he left, I took all the pictures down and paid a painter to come and paint my whole house again. And not my whole house, the guest room, the kitchen, and the bathroom, and the hallway. But I noticed the bathroom all of a sudden seemed really small. way smaller, like half the size than when it had the pictures. Like when you put pictures up, it's like, because you look at the pictures, I don't know, it's a psychological effect. So when I go in my room, I have almost a regular sized room, but when I go in there, I'm like in my own world. I'm in like I'm like I could be in there forever. It's just this huge area. It's like one of the the spaceships. People get abducted by aliens, and there's this little spaceship, and they go inside, and all of a sudden there's like all these rooms. That's what my room feels like. But anyway, my studio has an 8-tim Mini Extreme, which was just invented like a month before I bought it. Because they I guess they developed all that big time since coronavirus, because all the churches started doing remote preaching. It has 8 ports for video cameras, but the thing is, and they don't talk about this. I don't know why they don't talk about this in all the tutorials for the 8-tim Mini, but you can buy switchers, right? So, like I have 8 ports, but you stick a HDMI cable in there, and then you can stick a switcher on top of it, right? So the HDMI cable goes in the female, but then the female opens her vagina up to 2 other males. And then, so I was testing it and it worked. I pushed the button, port 1, my extra Macintosh, which is on the floor, which I can look. Push the button, 1 second later, bing, up to the camera. So I'm like, well, can you do that one again? So I wired the HDMI cable over to the backside, because when I have the money, and I don't know when that's going to be, because I'm like more than $10,000 in debt. But I want to buy a video camera that can film me from the backside, like when I'm riding my bike. Like here's the button, and here's me riding from the backside. You can pretend that you're drafting off of me. And so then I wired the other one from port 2 over, and then I got another splicer, because one of the splicers takes it to the bathroom, but then the other one would take it to the camera, and then I hit that splicer, and it went bathroom camera. So you can do splicer on top of splicer on top of splicer. You know what that means? Doesn't matter. I mean, they're like the ATM people. They're like, oh, hey, congratulations. Now we have 8 ports. Before we only had 4. Well, with the 4-port ones, you can get as many boards as you want. You just buy a bunch of splicers. They're only like 10 or 15 or 20 bucks per splicer. So that was pretty cool, man. So yeah, I was like wiring the cables around, and I had to buy another order on Amazon, because I didn't want to ride my bike down to the Home Depot. I got a 20-foot cable, even though later I found out, oh wait, there's an outlet there, but there's the real estate for outlets. Fine, I wired it back. But I temporarily, for my extra cam screen. Yeah, so I was just putting the cables around, and I have an 8-tim Mini Extreme. I have a Rodecaster Pro switcher. The stream is called the 8-tim is called I can't remember, but the Rodecaster is called a switcher. That's for the sound. And then I have a hyperdeck, which is how I can transfer from my computer to my 8-tim via the computer really quickly, to my hyperdeck, all videos and photos and stuff. And then the hyperdeck has its own screen, but it's little. So then I bought another screen for the hyperdeck, which goes up to the upper right. And that's what I needed to plug it in. And then I have my TV in front of me. It's like a 20-inch TV or something. And then I have a monitor on my right. And then I have my computer, my main computer monitor on my left, main computer on my right, and then my secondary computer on the bottom. So when I'm here riding my TT bike, I have, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big-ass screens to look at. And the monitor on the right is split up between all the different screens that I can do. So I have like a nuclear-powered studio. I have 4 microphones, which connects to my Rodecaster Pro switcher. 1 microphone on my right, 1 on my left, or 1 on my left, 1 on my right. And then I have another wired to go to my my light, my bed light that sticks out. And then I have another mic on the south side of my room. So 1 on the north side, 1 on the south side. And I might not need the two microphones, you know, one on my left, one on my right in my studio. So I might want to move one of those to maybe out here, because I also bought a 50-foot HDMI cable, which I'm going to wire from my studio all the way out to my kitchen, so that if I'm doing like a vlog, I can be like, oh, I'm gonna go cook now, and I hit the button, and then I start talking to my camera in the kitchen. Or if I want to film myself like dancing or hanging or having a party with people in the living room, I just hit the button. So yeah, I'm like, you know why I'm getting overcooked, overboard with all of the weed, the weed. But now that I'm sober, I have to follow the directions of crazy stoned Kyle. So today, I'm going to drill holes in my wall to wire a cable from my room, my studio, all the way out to there. Put the camera like right there on top of my cabinets. This is my apartment. That's my guest room. That's the guest room. Yeah, and the bathroom's there. So and then that's my road bike, which has a flat right now, old road bike. And that's my old fireplace, which is now a garden. But Kirsten says I should turn it into a rock garden, so that kind of looks cool. Maybe I'll do that. Make designs on the rock garden. Boobies, big boobies. But I mean, somehow that was all day. Before I wanted to now I'm in the most danger of having a reefer relapse, because it's just so dang trippy to have a studio like that. I'm like, what the fuck power that I have now? But yeah, no, but it's not that danger. I'm not gonna smoke weed because of that. So today, but the problem is, I'm so, I guess, intimidated by my studio. Like, I want to focus 100% on getting that sucker done, at least for the first few days. So because like yesterday, you know, I have to, because I was high when I learned that stuff, so I have to kind of relearn it. I didn't even know where the power button for my Rodecaster Pro switcher was. I had to like go on the line and look at the backside. Where is it? Like, so I just want to get over the hump, you know, so that every time I work on my studio, I have to like relearn everything. That's what it was like with my bike computer over and I don't even know how to work my bike computer. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm done exercising. Sorry, but I'm done. I'm done exercising. I relapsed you could say I relapsed, but I relapsed onto the studio, and I'm not gonna smoke weed, so I didn't relapse. So the rest of the day, and who knows how long, I'm going to work on that studio until I've got that thing figured out backwards and forwards. And then, so from now on, I'm going to start doing video. Well, when I figure it out, hopefully in a week. Hopefully I can get this done in a week. And, you know, I learn my brain works better and I learn faster when I'm sober anyway. So, you know, I can accelerate the time to do it. But pretty soon as I'm done with my studio, I'm going to discontinue my vlog channel. I'm going to go back to making videos on my main channel, which got demonetized because it went under the threshold of hits per day. And I probably should have never even created this channel and just kept going on my main channel. But I just felt like I was boring. I feel like I'm a boring dude. I didn't want to like lose all my subscribers on my main channel and bore the shit out of people. And I was also a little bit curious to see like how many people like were interested in hearing me go on the exact details of my daily life, which is 25 people. So I'm on day 14 of detoxification and reefer. Last night we watched a movie, Kirsten and I. We watched this movie called Midnight in Paris with Luke Wilson, Rachel McAdams, Marianne Cotillard, and the French girl at the very end, Aja, whatever. But he travels back in time and meets all of like the famous people from history. And then at the end, he tells his fiancée and she doesn't believe him, so he like dumps her. But anyway, that was an interesting movie. I have to watch the movie. When I watch movies with Kirsten, I have to watch it because it's usually after 10 when we finish the movie. I have to watch the movie with all of the sound through the telephone. I have to watch it from her sound, so we have to sync up because like the earphones that I bought, I give them to my mom. Maybe they can work on her TV, but they worked on my other TV, but they don't work on my main TV for some reason. Like you could barely hear on one side. And I have complaining neighbors, like on above. Like if I play my TV after 10, the neighbor above will bang on my door a bunch of times and then complain to the homeowners. And if I ride my bicycle before 7 or after 10, the neighbors below will complain and once even threaten to call the cops. So, well, but that was because I was yelling. But, so yeah, I can't make noise in my apartment. I'm kind of, if I ever live in a house, like my brother has a house. Both of my brothers have houses. And, or one of my brothers owns a house, but they can play music as loud as they can, like as long as they want. I would, if I ever live in a house, I'm going to ride my bicycle and the rollers 24 hours straight, blasting music. Anyway, but after the movie, I went to sleep and I slept great until about 1:30 in the morning. And then I woke up and then I had insomnia really bad until like 4. And then I woke up at sunrise and I should have gotten up then. But I was like, oh, I love being up at sunrise. And then that's when I passed out again. I didn't wake up until like 9:30. And then like my mom woke me up. She went swimming. So luckily, yeah, I'm happy for my mother. She's swimming like all the time in my condo pool. And then when she's not swimming, I make sure to go riding with her. So yeah, I'm happy for her. And yeah, but like I can't do it. Like I can't exercise. I can't exercise even when I'm sober. Maybe after 30 days and I sober up, but I can't exercise right now. Like, because I would only be thinking about my studio the whole time. And I'd just be like, all right, that's it. Let's go home. But I mean, like my pectoral muscles are still sore from day before yesterday when I did 4 sets of 10 push-ups, baby. And I think I did like another 5th set of half push-ups. So I just had a cup of coffee. Notice I haven't been yawning. I'm going to go and, yeah, watch all the tutorials on this studio and figure it out. We're at left, right, and center. Get and then back everything up on my computer. Hopefully it's not too late. And because I was renaming all these photos, and I hope that they got backed up. Or maybe hopefully that was on my external. See, I don't even know. One problem is I've done a lot of, backup work on my computer, and that was when I was high. So it's kind of hard to remember where stuff is because now I'm sober. And so, yeah, I'm going to go in there and just watch tutorials all day long and figure out my studio all day long. That's all I'm going to do. And, yeah, I definitely will be thinking about smoking weed, It's a little bit dangerous, but it's not going to happen. So, yeah, I think I'm done exercising. But at least I'm not smoking weed. And then my bed comes in like Thursday or Friday, and then as soon as that happens, I'll put the bed together, assemble the bed. I got the sheets yesterday, put the doors on the closet. And yeah, proceed to hopefully get a quality roommate in here. My ex-roommate called me a couple days ago. He actually called me yesterday and then the day before yesterday. But day before yesterday, he called me just to see if he still owed me money from all the damage he did to my condo. He paid me $700 so far, but I have figured out. My mom actually figured it out. Luckily for me, between my mom and Kirsten, they do all my business for me, so I don't have to. I guess I can focus on my studio. Kirsten's going to take charge of the renting the room, finding people, and putting the ads and writing the ads. But my mom said she wrote an ad too, so I guess. But anyway, he calls and because like a couple of weeks ago, these 2 dudes got killed in a car wreck about 2 blocks from my house. They took a left onto the road and got sideswiped, broadsided, and because there's this highway. I live on the edge of town, and there's this highway diagonal comes in. It's like a 4-lane highway, and 2 lanes on each side. It's an avenue with nice plants in the middle. It's nice. Looks like California. Yeah, and that's how I come home from my mom's house. And every time I take a left there, I'm like, damn, these cars are going fast. The speed limit is 45, but everybody goes way faster than that. And I'm like, and every time I take that turn, I'm like, damn, this is sketchy. Like, I hope I don't like turn too early. Anyways, they turned and they got killed. 2 guys, and it's like 2 blocks from my house. Anyways, my roommate called me the other day, and he knew the dude who got killed. He was talking to the dude just a couple years ago about like possible tennis lessons, and so yeah. Anyway, I am going to get going, and then I guess when I get tired, eat a little bit of food and do it on my studio. And then when I'm done with my studio, the way that my studio works is, or my room works, is I have all the pictures all over my room to keep myself entertained and to keep myself feeling like I even live in a big old room. When I was in Chile, it wasn't girls. It was like everything. It was like planets, animals, whatever, all that stuff. But in my room, I have my entire room, except for the ceiling, covered with green tapestry that I hang from the top. And then I have like lights galore. I have like 5 lights coming down the middle. I got lights on the side, shooting in the side, like 2 on this side, 2 on that side. Just lights everywhere. And then I can put background, because it's all green screen. I can put background and all the cameras everywhere. Like right now I have a camera pointing south, camera pointing north, camera pointing east, and then a camera pointing from my studio at me when I talk. So that's 4 cameras I have right now. Whenever I have the money, I will buy another camera for behind me to shoot my butt when I'm riding my bicycle. To simulate, riding behind me. And then another camera in my bathroom because I have a fan above and I can have my beanie hat spinning around. That's when I do time travel. Because I'm a time traveler. I'm the world's most supreme, probably the world's only conceptualizer of time and space. So, and I'll explain that later. Then another camera, a video camera in my kitchen. And then another video camera on the west side, and the cable's already ready to go. East side, pointing west. So, so I'm going to figure that stuff out and figure out what backgrounds, because, whoa, I think I just knocked my glasses on the floor. When I row, in my room, I have a treadmill, a Wahoo bicycle trainer with a time trial bike, which I can take off and ride outside as well. A rowing machine, a swimming machine, a barbell squat rack for barbells, which I can squat on, and then a bench, so I can bench press on that, and then dumbbells. And a 70-inch TV, and a studio with all that stuff. 2 bookshelves, a attached bathroom with a sink and a toilet, with a fan on the top for time travel, with my beanie hat, a rainbow beanie hat. I've got like 5, 10, 15 different hats on for different characters when I act out my show. Don't tell my mom, but I also bought one of those Bob punching bags, that the karate people use, so that I can act with, but also beat the shit out of. Do karate chop, like Van Damme, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Joe Rogan style, like flip kicks and stuff on it for my movies. And hopefully I won't like space out and fucking kick something metal at full force and break my foot. Yeah, so like all in a regular sized room. I mean, I'm going to, and I'm gonna like email all the prisons and be like, hey, you should hook your prisoners up with this, you know? I agree. I love the idea of getting like piece of shit people off the streets for good, for life, so they can't damage humanity anymore. But there's no reason why you shouldn't give them. I mean, if they only get a little room, there's no reason why you shouldn't give them all that equipment and let them try to improve their lives, stuck in their little room the rest of their life. Just don't give them access to forums or whatever, and so they control the shit out of people like me. You know, they can only like go to Wikipedia and like you know, they can get like screened with the stuff that they share and only be able to share with the outside world positivity. That's what Plato says in his Republic book. He used the analogy with horses. You don't make a horse a better horse by beating it up. You make a horse a better horse by treating it well. So, and well, not just prisons, like normal people, you know, because everybody's still popping out babies. You know, people are going to have to start living in apartments pretty soon and getting bored. So, but you don't get bored if you have a room like mine. I'm telling you that. So, anyways, enough talking. I'm gonna get going on the studio. Hopefully by tomorrow. I will have some good news, and I will have learned some things on my studio because right now I feel like a fish out of water with that thing. And as far as reefer detox, I still have really bad insomnia. I can't remember my dreams. I don't have any like dopamine in my brain, but that doesn't matter because my life is just too damn good. Like if you have a life as good as me, you don't need any dopamine, man. Dopamine will come right out of the ether. So, but I also don't feel good physically. But I feel better now. I just have the coffee, and also I'm detoxing day by day. So yeah, I'm not that fit. Let me give you. I'll just do a demo of what I mean when I say I'm not that fit. See what I mean? I'm kind of like a blubbery guy. So, anyways, enough talking, enough wasting of time. Talk to you tomorrow.